you sure there's nothing in that tea?
The Bunker Project, podcast episode number 34.
Honest, there's nothing in the tea.
Welcome back to another episode of The Bunker Project. We're live to Hard Drive here again in the St. Regis Bar and Grill. And we're about ready to start episode 34.
Well blundered. Thank you.
Yeah.
So it's Bobby back with his very deep voice.
So thanks. Big shout out to Wix.com for sponsoring the show. Wix.com is the number one Flash-based do-it-yourself website design platform on the internet.
Yeah, it rocks.
And check out uncensoredsocialunderground.com. We're just launching our Wix-based website as we speak. And
Really? Oh man, I love the way he does that to me. Oh, wait, now I got like 7 days to whip it up. Thank you, dude. It may not be available until then. But actually, I'd like me to call out, we were thinking one of our strategies to make it look, the interface look a lot like Facebook. And we talked about that last show about, if you've got a Facebook interface, people
No.
hang
It was
out.
in your Facebook.
Oh.
It wasn't
yeah,
Facebook.
All right.
So,
Anyways.
yeah.
So we're going to talk about anything this week or just like pander to the pandas? Oh, speaking of which, that's a great segue. Apparently there's a big upgrade, animal upgrade in Google. Pandas, crazy
their,
farm animals.
Their algorithm has been updated.
That's it. I don't know. Algorithms, farm animals. Where did that get? Can somebody help me with that one a little bit?
Eric?
No.
Well, basically,
algorithm, alligator.
They changed their algorithm.
Again.
Again, yes. And
But why? The question is why?
to increase the quality of the search results.
You know why? It's because of our show. Because I call Google the new spam engine, and they got all uptight
No,
about
I think
that.
it's because of the spelling mistakes.
Let's get all over it. It could have been that too. Actually, Google is the best spell checker out there for somebody dyslexic like me, because I basically, with me, to digress so everybody can have a quick drink. If I use the word bear, it's just like, the bear woman ran through the room. A lot of people get confused when it's like, well, okay, there was this female bear, furry thing running through a room. This is no. So when I go on Google, I'll say, the bear woman, and then Google will find the right spelling for that context. So that's how I use it. So I really push their spelling algorithm way beyond what it was designed for.
So when they changed their actual search algorithm
Oh, that's what we were talking about.
to increase the quality of the search results, who were hurt, Eric? Who was hurt the most?
Well, I think that they're trying to actually take care of the quality, as you said, and trying to remove all the spammers and all the the countless online marketers that think that they can just drop an article, change a few words in different platforms, and then use those as a link bait to push people to a squeeze page or something.
Yeah.
And they're trying to take care of that specific problem right now. But in general, the question is, where are they heading to? Are they truly trying to take care of the quality for the visitors, for the customers at the end of it?
It's a tough call. I think it's everybody. You look at Google and it's such a monster success as a business, and they're making billions and billions of dollars, if not trillions of dollars, and they're trying to be nice about the whole thing. But let's face it, they're making a ton of money, and they've been doing it pretty easily. But now this new upstart called Facebook's out there, and they've basically got Google quite nervous, and their Facebook's plan is to basically take down Google. In their long term, they want to be the king of social. They want to be the king of the internet. When everybody logs onto the internet, they want them to go to Facebook first, do all their searches,
they want to
buy
get
their
into search.
advertising through them, do everything through the Facebook interface. That is the ultimate goal of that business. That's
Well, the biggest losers.
Watch movies.
Oh yeah, that's in
Yeah,
our show
watch
notes
movies, yeah.
coming up soon. Netflix competition.
That's it.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah. Once you get on Facebook, stay on Facebook. And one of the ways they did it, we have it in the show. We'll bring it up now. What the hell? They did. What was that Batman movie? The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
They streamed that. So I said, oh, cool, man. I'll go on Facebook. I'm going to check it out. Like hundreds of millions of other people probably did, not believing that it's true. And you go there and it says, hey man, you got 1 credit and you can watch this movie or keep it, and the next movie you can watch it again, watch another movie. So I clicked and say, not available in this region or in this state.
Yeah, doesn't that really tick you
So
off?
it's
That's one of my pet peeves.
Well, the problem is it's a
man.
copyright issue. And it's the lawyers in Hollywood saying, look, okay, there's 27 states or 37 states that we're willing to, you give us this money and we're willing to let you
It's like
let it show. But
it's
that's
like
it.
Amazon Prime. If you're an Amazon Prime customer, you get free 2-day shipping. And I've been using Amazon quite a bit to buy like audio gear and things like that. And I just drive down to Blaine to pick it up. And they have their on-demand video service free now to Prime customers. So it's like Netflix. But of course, when you go and try it, oh, sorry, it's only available in the U.S.
Yeah.
Which is a big pain.
Can I get back to the algorithm thing? I was gonna
Yes,
gonna
absolutely.
play a little devil's advocate and say
Good man.
that part of Google's strategy to sort of massage and update the algorithm has as much to do with getting rid of junk content as it has to do with forcing people who are using SEO strategies to get sites to rank better and moving them away from all the techniques that have generally been practiced white hat, totally legitimate, that don't cost you anything except for time and labor for someone to sit down and do them, and move you more and more into a realm where you have to pay for advertising through Google.
That's an interesting.
Just a theory and a guess, not backed by anything real or any research.
No,
or,
it's actually an interesting theory. But if you look at the actual results of who was hurt the most, it was the content farms like eZines, like you said, Squidoo, but Infobarrel, which is basically the same thing, wasn't. They didn't drop very much in the search results, and one of the reasons is they have physical staff that actually review the submissions before they get posted to make sure that they're not. You can't have very high keyword density for certain terms, and they actually look at the articles and make sure that the links aren't going back, like you said, to just marketing pages or squeeze pages and things like that. So it's interesting.
Oh, sorry. That's me. That's my cue when everybody shuts
Can
up.
I ask a quick
Yeah.
question? Just a
Yeah.
poll. Who do you guys trust more, Google or Facebook? Because if one of them is going to take over the internet, I'm just curious to see who would you guys prefer it would be.
neither.
Yeah, I think if you have one... Yeah, Craigslist. Yeah, that would be awesome.
Craigslist, but it's doing great.
Yeah. I think that the thing is like having one entity that's super omnipotent on the internet is not a good thing. I think 3 or 4 or 5 options is always better than having one mega option. And that's what's refreshing about Facebook's rise to fame is it's kind of knocking Google a bit off of its platform. It's saying, okay, like you guys aren't the king of the hill anymore. You're going to share it with some other companies. So we're just curious how it's going to...
Yeah, well, if you're talking about who do I trust more, I kind of have to go with the company that goes with the old motto, do no evil. So
Yeah,
Don't
but
be evil, but who
don't
says
be
don't
fooled
be
by
evil?
mottos, because Microsoft's motto is innovate.
that is,
And
Yeah, but who knows that one? I mean,
What happened to Microsoft? Microsoft started as
what happened to Microsoft? Microsoft just got taken out by the knees, man, big time over the last several years. But you know what? It's still a very, very large happening company that's got
Oh, they're super
huge
profitable.
corporate
Bing
infrastructure.
seems to be doing very well. They're getting a lot of product placement.
Bing.
Yeah, Bing is doing actually
Yeah.
for a search engine that's doing very
Well,
well.
the thing is with IE, they can set it by default to use Bing. So.
Yeah, but you can always turn that off.
No, but the people who are less experienced on computers, they just don't. They just plug into the search bar or whatever it
Well,
happens to be.
Well, basically
So
anybody.
Bing automatically got a ton of users.
Well, anybody's
hey,
got
can we-
IE.
can
That
we-
defines as somebody who doesn't know much about the internet, right?
Can we talk about the big move from Microsoft to get everybody to switch over to, is it 7? Or did we talk about this already on a show? when I
we can
was
actually talk.
sleeping at the time?
No, I mentioned a little bit. I think a couple of shows ago, where Microsoft was asking people not to use IE to get them away from XP and into the newer versions of the game of their software.
Does that
But-
work? Can you just ask people politely and just say, "Can you please not?"
Well,
use this
basically, they're saying
anymore?"
you get, move to a new platform because, to the newer platform because we're not supporting the old one.
In the
It's
new OS,
officially,
yeah.
if it crashes, don't call us because we won't have anything to do with it. That's what they're having to do. So yeah, it's tricky.
What's next on the notes there, Bob?
What? Look at this. This
I'd like to
pressure for me is like all these
keep us moving.
eyeballs staring at me.
I
God.
got something fun.
I'm sober here, guys. Work with me.
Okay,
here.
well, if Bob's sober, I got something for you and Andrew.
Excellent.
I brought it all the way back from Maui.
Excellent. What do you got?
So,
Oh, awesome.
No way.
It's a classic. There you go.
those
That's the
are
sound
what
of
are those, Bob?
Those are Mawana blah blah. The dry no dry
Manaloa.
roasted Maganova or something. Let me just
Manaloa.
hang on. This has been open before. Holy cow! It's Hawaii Bud. Awesome, dude.
Those are definitely the best macadamia.
Are they the best?
They are the best, and they have the best theme song. If you go to their website, manhaloa.com, it
Really?
just cracks me up.
Okay, well, but that's a show notes for sure.
But you got to eat one. Can't give one to Tristan though,
why?
because his face will explode.
He's allergic.
You'll be making phone calls in a hurry.
Excellent. Yeah. 911. You're about to give somebody something.
See, I was hoping you were going to do a black beer and macadamia nut tasting.
Ah. Oh, nice. Try those suckers out, man.
Yeah, those things are like crack. I wish I would have brought back more.
Holy cow, that's really good, man.
You can't get them here in Canada.
Toss those around, man.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm serious.
we're gonna
They
do a
won't-
taste test
They
here.
cannot actually import them into Canada. It doesn't make any sense.
Can you bring him into Canada?
You can. You can buy a pack and bring it into Canada, but you can't order off their website into Canada.
Well, it's like there's a whole bunch of natural health products that are available in the United States that
That
aren't
is
available
delicious.
to be distributed in Canada. But it's not illegal to personally import them. So you can go across the border and buy L-carnitine and bring it across the border. But of course, a store can't import cases of it and sell it in the stores.
Apparently, the blue background color is
It's trademarked.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
you can't-
I didn't know you could trademark a color.
It's the background. It's
Only
the,
in Hawaii.
It's the
Well, Coca-Cola
nuts.
has their own red.
Yeah. That just means printing their brochures tough.
But Manaloa has the best website though for macadamia nuts. It's they're so tasty. They're incredible.
They're good, man.
Actually, they are very good.
So this show brought to you by Macadamia and Wix, a great combination. Okay, why does Google? We were talking about Google. Why does everybody love Google? Google, they're so cool. They're like they're neat. They do okay. They give us a ton of free stuff. I mean,
Yeah,
come on,
because
guys.
it's all free. They
Awesome free
you
stuff.
can't beat the value. Free. Street View, amazing.
Exactly.
Google Maps, the best map product out there.
And because they're Jewish.
Actually,
Really?
the quote is
Of
actually
course.
this actually is the reason.
Facebook is Jewish.
Now
Google
you-
is Jewish.
You
We're
can't.
taking over.
Right.
Watch it.
So it says here, you can't understand Google unless you were Montessori kid. So
Yep.
apparently the two guys that run, Larry and Sergey, that run Google, they were both Montessori kids. So that was, I thought that was kind of weird. But that's the structure of Google, how it's like hundreds and hundreds of micro teams working together, and you can travel from team to team and learn and grow. And that's where the 20% concept came from. So it's basically a Montessori-based infrastructure at Google.
I love that 20% concept.
Yeah, it's very cool.
I watched a very interesting documentary on the Google process and mindset. And one of the things that they really stressed is they talked a lot about creating a technology first and then figuring out how to monetize it later on. So first they would create something like Google Maps, or Google Earth was the example they used. And they just made it because these guys did it in they have 5% of the time they can do whatever they want.
20%.
They did it in the 5% of the
Yeah,
time.
20%.
And then they...
1/5 of their time.
Yeah, and then so they didn't really know how to make money off it, but they decided to just run it and see what would happen. And then later on, they tried to figure out ways to make money once it became popular.
Okay, cool. I was going to say something
Well, no,
about.
but it's the same thing with Facebook, right? Facebook, they
And
they
Twitter.
built the platform.
Okay. No, it's okay. We're just having a mime conversation. For all the people that are listening, Bobby's waving around and doing weird. So where's the guy's headphones? Like, man, we ran
It's
out
like
of
Facebook,
headphones.
they built the platform, and once they got critical mass, then they started monetizing it. They didn't.
Well, that's what the Google Labs is about, right? You go in there, they got the lab section. It's got all this experimental stuff you can play with,
Yep.
and every now and again it disappears, and that's because it just didn't rate. So, anyway, so that's
there you
hey,
go.
there you go. Well done, Tristan. It's our cocktail maven. It's just customized. And it's like you're on the CBS News. They both got one headphone holding on to it.
I need to have the thing.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, crank.
You got to get a picture of that.
Yeah, okay, I'll get a picture of that. So, before I take a picture, Android is structured like a mini startup with a small office and minimal staff. Did you guys know that? Android is in this little bunker. And
In the bunker. They're in the
a
bunker.
bunker, so you got to respect that. And it's really a super lean team. And the guy goes in there and said, look, man, you guys make it or we're killing it. And that's what it's all about. It's like they're put in that situation so they produce the type of software that they do. They're not put in a big office where they get all this support. There's no safety net, that type of thing. So it's a very interesting management
So
experiment.
they want to, as it becomes huge, they want to keep it behaving like a startup, basically.
Exactly, which is a failure of a lot of other organizations. You know, you get big and then everybody gets all.
Yeah, and you get micromanagement happening, and then you've got a lot of people that are, getting screwed with or,
Yeah.
losing responsibilities to stuff that they're already doing. It definitely makes it a lot easier when you're running an agile development system like that to do quick iterations. So,
Mm-hmm.
I like working on small teams. That's what I'm accustomed to. I haven't worked for one of the big,
Game.
2,000 people companies just yet. So
Count yourself lucky.
Well, wasn't it that was it Malcolm Gladwell that said that the optimal team is 150, and anything over that is
No, that's your social
Counterproductive.
network, not your working environment.
No, actually,
No.
In Tipping Point, he does talk about a
He-
working environment
he
as well.
talks about-
Also?
Yeah,
Yeah.
For optimal for management of a group of people,
Okay.
you max
Yeah,
out
yeah.
about
True,
150
true.
because
Yeah.
after 150, you cannot have that
so the
family
companies
feeling.
that understand that have like a location here with 150 staff, and then another location across the street with 150 staff that's run as a separate management unit.
Yeah.
Just because over 150, you'd start to lose cohesiveness as a team because you can't work with more than 150 people. Apparently,
yeah, one of the guys that I talked to, he said that he knew his company was getting too big when he couldn't remember everybody's name.
Wow.
So
So he's either like really bad with names or
well, he said like 60 was good for him. He said that
That's a
that's
lot of
usually
people.
pretty cohesive. He said he knew everybody's name, and it was more of a family atmosphere. He said as soon as he started getting bigger than that, it was a lot harder to really keep that kind of family feeling to the whole
Yeah.
deal.
And I think you get a lot more, you get better ethics in the office space. You get people working harder for the right reasons. Not like, oh, I came here because you're going to pay me a piss load of money. It's like, I want to work here. I want to be part of the family. And that, I think, is the best type of interview question to ask. If you're going in looking for a job, work looking for an organization, I always say, hey, I'm looking for a family. That's what I'll say to the HR person. I'm looking for a family. And if I like this family, I'd love to work with them. I'll work them really, really hard. But it has to be a family. I can't be a widget in a large machine where I have to deal with bureaucracy and stuff. I want to be able to go to my manager and sit down and say, hey, dude, here's a cool idea. Can we do it? Instead of like, oh, well, that's great. We'll bring it up next quarter. And can you put a presentation together and make us a PowerPoint and then pitch it to 15 people and we'll get back to you in 8 months? It's like, forget that, man. I don't want to play like that. That's my rant. I haven't had a rant in a long time, have I?
no.
Man, awesome, and I'm sober. God, this is depressing. Anyways, Google Hotspot. It's a great way to find out great food and stuff like that. And there's a bunch of other ones out there.
Hot pot.
Thank you, Hotpot. Yelp, Facebook Places, Foursquare, TripAdvisor, and stuff like that. Do you have a favorite?
I like one that you don't have on the list, which is Open Table.
Open Table, cool.
Open Table's awesome. If you're ever looking for reservations for a classy restaurant or whatever, you just put in what time you're looking for, based upon location. It'll show you if there's open tables.
Very
and then
nice.
you can make
That's
reservations
actually really cool.
How
straight across.
how can you afford a classic restaurant?
Well, he just
In your
pretends.
case-
He just pretends.
Ah, he
If I was going
pretends.
out tonight and not playing games,
So he pretends he needs the application.
It is part of my knowledge basis as a Maven to make sure that I understand each and every one of these applications.
So we can recommend it to the well-to-do.
wow.
Yeah. You have those friends that have like lots of money to just like blow on stuff. And
Of course.
if
Who
you wanna-
doesn't?
If you really want to impress somebody, give them something that they'll always use.
Like a restaurant reservation.
Restaurant reservations, good info, any of that stuff. I mean, you're giving something of value. People like you way better.
Absolutely.
Well, yeah, and you know what? You're very active on Facebook that way. Except I haven't heard any. Oh, guys, there's a great little reservation available. Da-da-da. I can't afford to go, but you guys could.
But it's a good iPhone application. It's more for people that have an iPhone. I really like.
I mean, you should be putting out tweets and Facebook messages saying, "Hey guys, Gotham has a few seats left."
Well, if you'd like, I would do that for you. I will actually.
I'll actually book you the seats.
I'll book you the seat. Yeah. we
Yeah,
can
Bob
look
wants
it
to
up.
come in next
And,
Wednesday
and
after
I'm
the
hungry
show.
and I need dinner, so I'll see you there in half an hour.
Actually, I have a friend who owns a restaurant, and she loves that application because it has a very good for the restaurant side as well. The communication to the other end
The
is
interface,
really
yeah.
nice. Oh, sorry, am I talking? Yeah.
No,
The communication to the other end is really nice. So they were smart because they pitch it to the restaurants. Her reservations are so easy now to manage because of this one app.
Yeah, it makes it easier too for them to control like how many people are coming into the restaurant too, because it gives an accurate number.
Yeah,
and the restaurant can actually say yes, this people have shown up, or no, they haven't shown up. So your reputation is based upon it too.
nice.
So
Very good.
that's huge.
That's cool. Yeah.
Another one good is Urban Spoon.
Yeah,
Urban
I've
Spoon.
used that as well.
That one's pretty cool because you can shake it and do like a roulette thing. I know we've all seen those commercials of the two girls that write the food blog.
Mhm.
Doing that. That one's good. In Hawaii, Yelp is huge.
Well, Yelp is big here too, but Yelp is big for more than just restaurants, for any business, basically.
Anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was good. What was the other ones you mentioned? Foursquare?
Well, we got Facebook Places, you got Foursquares, you got TripAdvisor. Basically, all to do the same thing. So TripAdvisor is, you're planning a trip. When you are at X hotel, what are all the restaurants that are near that hotel?
Yeah.
But you don't actually physically have to be in that hotel to find that information out. So I think that makes a lot of sense.
TripAdvisor is great.
Yeah.
I use that a lot. Not so much for restaurants, but when I want to look for hotels and stuff like that.
Yeah,
The comments?
or resorts. The
Exactly.
comments
First
are
thing I
good.
do when I see a resort deal that it's like, oh, it's only like $500. Go to TripAdvisor and see what everyone has to say. And they have a great little option where people who are members of TripAdvisor, I guess, put their actual pictures on. So you see unglamorized photos of the resort and of the location, which it's amazing. Same picture from like a normal camera versus a professional picture.
It's interesting though with TripAdvisor, especially if you're looking at Mexico. Scroll through them all, because if you look at one batch of comments and you see a bunch of negative comments, if you scroll down, you might see like another like 2 or 3 weeks of all positive comments, and then you have like another week of negative comments, and they're all saying they got sick, right? So they had a bad batch of something or whatever, and everyone gets sick. And then for 1 week, you've got negative comments, and then the next month, it's all like, oh, we had such a great time, and it was wonderful, and blah, blah, blah. So it's hilarious.
But we didn't eat in the restaurant, so,
Yeah.
So what about Blippy? I mean, that's a little off track there, because what it does is you register your credit card information, and basically it tracks you based on your purchases automatically. Isn't that not? Is that a bit of creepy factor?
That's as crazy as the license plate thing we talked about a couple weeks ago.
Yep. So it says Blippy is community.
You weren't here, I don't think, James, when we were talking about the license plate thing.
Oh, that was awesome. Yeah, that's basically you attach your email or phone number to your license plate, and people can phone you. So if they see your dog stuck in your car, blah, blah, blah.
I think I have seen that before too.
Yeah,
It's like the passes they've got now for when you go across certain toll booths, it'll actually charge you directly just based on a barcode that's on your windshield.
Yeah,
So-
except that this is the barcode is your license plate number, and someone with their phone can just scan your license plate number and
Get your phone number.
and they're calling you, and it's a recipe for like road rage.
Road rage, yeah, I was just gonna say.
I'm gonna kill you, dude.
I think it's a recipe for stalking.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They
absolutely.
look kind of cute.
I was going to talk about Facebook Places because there's something that I need to talk about with Facebook Places.
Well, let's get into it right
All right.
now.
people that are using Facebook places that aren't used to the internet, please don't put your home as where you're checking into.
Oh yeah, I know. It's like, what was the?
like, come on. Like, it's great that you have a house and you want to check into it.
And you're the mayor of the
And you're
house.
the mayor of your own
Mayor
house.
of your own house on Foursquare, yeah.
But you've got to be very careful with what kind of information you're putting out. I was reading an article about this guy. He was an author, and so he checked into a restaurant in Foursquare, and then all of a sudden he started getting phone calls to the restaurant. He said it was the first time he'd actually been afraid of actually using a location-based app in his hometown, because the person calling him it was all muffled and stuff like that, so he couldn't.
So
tell what was going on.
someone thought he owned the restaurant because he was the mayor of it, or
No,
did I get that right?
He went to the restaurant, checked in. Somebody that was following him or whatever saw that he posted Foursquare, immediately called him. And
Called the
manager
restaurant and
called the
asked for him.
restaurant, Asked for him.
Oh,
And-
I see.
And
I last week I checked into Canada, which was fun, and I think I'm only 4 or 5 visits away from becoming the mayor of Canada. I look forward to
Awesome.
that. I'm going to run for Canadian mayorship.
but with Foursquare, you can check.
look out in that.
I thought Foursquare got rid
We
of.
don't need a federal election anymore.
No, it doesn't need
We got the
Foursquare.
cocktail maven.
I
Vote today.
I would actually vote for Tristan if he ran for.
Oh,
Thank you.
absolutely.
I'll turn this
Well, we don't
country
have a
around, don't
national
worry.
cocktail, do we?
A national cocktail?
Yeah, I mean the national beer and a national cocktail. God,
It's got to be the maple
Weird.
leaf
It's
one.
something with maple syrup.
I voted
Crown-
Caesar.
Isn't it Caesar?
Caesar? Yeah.
Crown Royal and maple syrup on ice,
Caesar is our
but it's
official
got to be
drink.
like Arctic ice.
Yeah, because you can't get it anywhere else.
Yeah,
oh,
it is a
because of the
Canadian beer.
Clamato juice.
Yeah.
That is like so.
By the
weird.
way, we've got a beer that is actually called Canadian.
Yeah, but
It's not very good.
sucks.
Oh,
Owned
yeah.
by Anheuser-Busch.
Yeah, we got Moosehead beer. That's an export. I mean, it's made in Newfoundland or something like that.
Hey,
and
the black
you have
beer,
to buy it as an
the
import.
Okanagan Springs black beer, is actually owned by Sleeman, which is in turn owned by Sapporo.
All right, so we could have a Japanese-based company that. Oh well, it just gets all convoluted, doesn't it, gentlemen?
It definitely does.
So Blippy wins the Creep Out Award, basically.
Blippy wins Creep Out.
Yeah. Okay,
Facebook
that's
Places, kind of creepy, too.
interesting.
But
Can I ask what the advantage is to using Facebook Places and that?
Well, if
I
you're-
just don't see the from any kind of, aside from just being fun,
if you're
what
an,
the advantage is to be.
if you're an influencer to your friends and they like to follow what you're doing and you have good taste maybe, then that I can see that as being an advantage. You're giving publicity. Like if I went into TAC Mobility to come talk to Andrew to get a phone and I posted that on my Facebook, well, obviously people are going to believe that I like that place, so they get some good positive feedback, I believe would be
Yeah,
the reason to use it.
and it's just an extension of like what's the point in the status update on Facebook either? It's just an extension of that, right? Like, who cares what you just watched on TV either? It's just an extension of that, and it's that's part of social media. It's just
I think that for the TV shows, with what you're talking about with Optic and Shaw Cable and that stuff coming in, I think that's actually really great.
well, I don't know if Shaw has that.
They're going to
I don't. How do they have the interface for that?
maybe.
Because with Optic TV, they can do a lot.
I thought I saw something
There's
that
gonna
said
be-
that they were going to do it as well.
Okay, well, there's going to be all sorts of new apps coming out for Optic. It's pretty cool, but the interface is horrible.
Yeah,
Except for the picture interface is pretty cool, where you can look at your pictures and other people's pictures on your TV through the Facebook app. But actually, using the app, it's not a pretty app.
it'll get there sometime.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it will.
Yeah.
But right now, at launch,
Not
it's
not good.
doesn't get top marks for me.
But I mean, like if you're showing what TV shows you're watching, you're giving people an opportunity to get to know you better. It's your tastes, and people can be like, "Oh, I didn't know about that show," or "That's a good movie, and maybe I should watch it." You're kind of just reminding them of things that they already know about.
Yeah, it's an extension of the status update.
Yeah.
And I'm not really into doing the Facebook Optic TV thing. I just did it once just to try it out, and
I think that's where I saw that. That's why. I
yeah,
was mentioning
yeah,
it.
the Oasis HD.
Yeah, I won't mention what other TV shows you're watching, but
Oh, I accidentally posted that.
Yeah. Whoops.
That was yeah.
oil wrestling is quite an interesting sport.
It was Glow.
Yeah, yeah.
Gorgeous ladies of wrestling.
All right.
It's like 20 years old. Like,
And then there
In
was
HD.
POW, powerful something, whatever.
Wow. The acronym station. Hey, I wanted, since we got the game even here, Pwn to Own, held in Vancouver. Do you know about that at all?
Pwn to own? You mean like you mean own to
As
own?
yeah, basically Pwn
The hacking
to
thing.
It was
own.
a hacking
Yeah, the hacking
competition?
thing, but in Vancouver.
Yeah.
And it's talked about all over the place. And what was interesting is that Safari got hacked in something like 5 seconds. It was ridiculous. And Google went in, and I think we mentioned this a couple shows ago, and paid an extra 20 grand. So 20 grand plus the 15, that's 45 grand plus a computer, which is apparently the Google computer. And nobody even tried to hack Google
Chrome.
or Google Chrome or Android.
Yeah, yeah. But,
Firefox got hacked though.
yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, we knew that from Firesheep and all that other stuff. That
Yeah.
It probably has some exploits to it.
Major exploits.
But wasn't it IE, though, that you said that got 5 seconds as well, Safari?
Yeah.
IE9, I think, is probably pretty good. I don't think anybody touched that because it wasn't even released yet.
Yeah, exactly. It's oh, hang on, Tristan. Yes.
On behalf of the listeners and myself,
Oh, here it comes.
so I mean, I understand what the concept and what the term hacker means, but
Pwn
when
to
they talk about hacking a web browser,
Yeah.
can you get more specific and into
I think
detail what exactly they did and what exactly the act of hacking, what the result was? What did they actually do that constituted a hack into these systems?
I think it's an exploit.
that they weren't able to do to Google.
Well, traditional. Let's
Yeah,
hacking means to write code. It doesn't mean malicious behavior. And I think that's one of the things. Oh, you're a hacker. Ooh, you're a nasty person. No. A hacker is somebody that writes code.
Well,
And then
the old version of a hacker used to be just somebody that was looking for information.
Yeah.
It was using systems.
that's old school.
It was using systems to find out different ways, like
It's pre-Google, basically.
people used to steal the blue books out of phone telecom trucks just to figure out different little places they could find and stuff. And it was freaking back in the day where you'd use, I'm sure that our tech maven here probably knows a little bit about that. And, like...
Well, the original hackers.
The original hacker was actually Steve Wozniak. He made freak boxes, which would allow you to make collect
International,
calls.
yeah.
So
Like
that was-
modding and things like that.
Yeah, he
would
just
be
used a
hacking.
little box, and he would
It's a tone box.
yeah,
Doot,
and,
doot, doot.
and it would duplicate the kind of tones, and I guess the audio maven also would understand that kind of tone box sort of thing, frequency modulation. But then it became to the point where people are just looking for information. That's the essence of hacking is how can we take this, exploit it, and make it something that it isn't usually used for.
Yeah, so modification.
Modification.
So to get back to the original question, which was
Thank you.
in a roundabout way,
In this
in this competition, Pwn to Own, what were the qualifiers? Like it was okay. Now you got to remember that a lot of these people everybody that comes to the competition has pre-done the code. It's not like they can sit down and start doing the code. It's they've kind of got an exploit figured out, and they sit down and they execute the exploit. And the exploit is, I'm going to hand that over to our expert.
It could be anything from making the one that was kind of interesting I saw was a Katamari hack, where it allowed you to have a ball that you could roll over the web page, and it would take all the text and kind of spin it around a ball, all the pictures, all the text. It just manipulates what's going on the actual web page, usually. There's other ways, more extreme ways of hijacking and other stuff like that.
So
but
the challenge is to create the ball that will do that?
the challenge is to get something working on it that isn't what the developers intended.
Okay.
So
It's to exploit it.
it's to exploit it. Yeah, it's like for television signals, it was to get into the satellite and broadcast your own television signal. Take people's people think the worst kind of possible things with hackers was just like taking personal information and things like that. But they do these competitions so they can find these security exploits and correct them. So it's actually kind of like they're doing a public service. I mean, the people that work for Norton that are solving viruses, there's people in another room probably creating viruses and back and forth. I mean, I don't think that they're actually doing that, but they'll hire those guys.
Yeah, well, it's my basically security experts. That's what they do. You hire a security expert to try and break into your secure building, and he breaks in, and then he sends you a big report and say, okay, this is how I broke in. Here's your 23 flaws in your security system. 10 grand, please, or 100 grand. And it's the same thing except it's on the internet. It's like, so instead of paying people hundreds of thousands of dollars, they have a competition with $50,000 up for grabs, and it just makes it's like community, like everything on the internet now. The more community involvement you can get, instead of having one person do it, have 50 people do it, you get much better results.
And plus, having it done legally as part of competition is a much better thing for it, because then those people aren't getting prosecuted for what they're doing.
Well, it's kind of like the Fire Sheep guy apparently did it to show the holes in
because
the...
he was pissed off and saying, okay,
Yeah.
guys, do something about it.
And he probably got a job after that at some other company,
Yep.
doing other stuff and making the internet more secure for you, Tristan.
Yeah,
So-
exactly. For us, so we can enjoy our
So we can
cocktails.
enjoy our
I
cocktails.
appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I personally don't do a lot of hacking, so
I hack a lot, but that's something to do with my sickness. Anyways, I had a question here. Is who is more important to you, the people on Twitter or the people on Facebook? If you had a choice, the people that you go to for information,
Oh, there-
would it be the people on your Facebook account or the people on your Twitter account?
Facebook, absolutely.
Yeah, you like the Facebook.
I find on Facebook I got much closer relationships with people, and it's people that I actually have real relationships with.
So there's a trust issue. It's like,
Yeah.
hey man, what's a great pizza place to go to? And you get 15 people on Facebook
And
say
there's
go
like-
to Joe's.
And there's like a second level and a third level to it of people that I don't see or that I don't actually know that well, but there's sort of a bit of a
like
it
that
just-
guy
it
at
just
the
feels a
bar
little bit
down in
more
Oregon.
intimate. And to be honest with you, I don't even go on Twitter much anymore. I kind of got bored with it quite a long time ago. So it makes me wonder if Twitter has a short-lived lifespan to it.
It's Twitter's a fad. Is that what you're saying?
No, well,
no, not at all.
no, but the attrition
Doesn't
rate
get
is
knifed
high.
in the alley after the
It's
show.
the muffin
sure.
of the 2000s.
The muffin. Okay, that's kind of a weird reference. We'll
For
put
me-
that in the
for
show
me,
notes. We'll
it
define it.
really depends on what I'm going after. For Twitter, I look at that as the people I follow on Twitter and the people who follow me are more from an audio engineering standpoint, composing standpoint. So those are more my professional group of experts that I depend upon. Facebook is those people plus my extended family, my friends. It's more of a social fuzzy wuzzy kind of place. I go to both if if I'm trying to crowdsource or something like that. But if I'm looking for the latest link or the latest place to go to for audio engineering posts, or somebody's come up with something that they found that's sort of cool, that's relevant to audio engineering, that's where I sort of filter out my I guess my day job, so to speak.
So that would be Twitter you use.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
How about you, Andrew?
Me?
Yeah.
Facebook right now for sure.
Yeah. I'm big into Facebook personally.
I totally agree.
Game
about, I personally, for my information, I go to Twitter. For Facebook, it is more friends and family and things like that. But I find that Twitter's like a big city, and you can basically find whatever you're looking for.
Oh yeah, for searching, like search.twitter.com is great
Anything.
for that real-time
Anything.
search. Yeah.
Or Trends Map or anything like that.
Yeah.
I don't find my Facebook that relevant to be, anything I'm really interested in. Maybe some funny cat videos every once in a while, or, some Farmville requests. But I find that I have better conversations and I get more out of my usage of the Twitter people that I follow. And it's
Yeah.
all the content that they create. I used to be big into Facebook, but then half the people that I'd be tweeting or putting status updates about, they didn't even care. So why would I go to an audience that isn't going to listen or engage with me when I want to engage with people?
Yeah.
So
Well, while we're on the on the subject of using these tools for information, though, which is a different question, I end up just going to Google, to be honest with you. I don't wait for someone to give me I feel like Twitter is like throwing answers at me for questions I haven't asked yet.
No, but if you
Same with Facebook. It's like stuff people think are relevant, but when I have a very specific question or I need to answer to something, I honestly, I go straight to Google and I type it in and I go, and I look at the top 10 results and I click through them and I quickly scan over, for instance, let's take Facebook as an example and creating, I think they've debunked it in the meantime, but you could create a profile banner across the top. So I was looking for tools how to do that. And I would type that in and I'd get a whole bunch of blogs that popped up with people explaining to me how to do it. And I would just go through them and I'd find the best solution. I'd try a couple out. And then more recently, I was looking for a way to use Skype to record phone calls, which I actually emailed both you guys on.
Oh, how did that work out?
Well, I'm cheap, so I still haven't found a solution because they all require money.
Well, PowerGrammo is free.
Sorry?
PowerGrammo.
Yeah, check out.
Yeah,
Program.
no, I'm going to look back into that one. In the meantime, I didn't need it anyway. But there again, it's like if I'd gone on Twitter and typed that question, and I probably wouldn't have gotten any results. But you guys, I know
actually,
directly.
But the thing is, just like you were saying, if you have people that you're following or that are following you that are really into this particular topic, they're experts, and you send out your question, you're going to get a response.
Right.
And especially if you're asking for an opinion, not just looking for information, you want somebody's opinion about it.
That's true, but if you haven't put in the effort and time to build up that
Well, that's the whole
community,
point.
right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, well, it also
that's where it
depends.
kind of falls apart for me because I might have suddenly one day a random question for which I haven't built up the community for that particular answer yet.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Twitter is. You could use Twitter on that level too. If you want to blast out something big, like what's an amazing jam recipe, something I have no idea, have no background in. A lot of the technical stuff I can Google because I have a very broad understanding of a lot of the technical stuff out there. So I can be my own judge. I can curate my own information. But for the average person, for me, if I want to know a great recipe for jam, I have no idea what's even close to that. So I would shout out on Facebook and say, hey, what's a couple of great recipes? I get some links. And from there, that's my primary. Wow, it's got to be kind of like this. Get my knowledge base up, and then I can Google a little bit more.
Yeah, Facebook's great for that sort of stuff. I mean, a couple of shows ago, I did the crowdsource of what game I should get, and I got way more responses than I thought I would. And it ended up being very effective, and I made the right choice.
Did you? What did you get, by the way?
Black Ops.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it a really good choice?
Well, I mean, it was...
Was that the one we played at your place?
Yeah.
God, you gotta have fingers that are so fast to play that game. I just got white. How many times did I die?
You shot me a couple times.
Well, I was happy that I could shot anything.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a great... I think Facebook's good for crowdsourcing your friends, and I was at a thing tonight where a guy was doing an application called QuickPic, where you could take pictures and you could crowdsource your own social network with your iPhone. So I think that's a good idea, and it could be interesting to see how far it goes. Jam recipes, a Food Network, that's where I would go.
Yeah,
Straight
but
to the source.
But the thing is, the Food Network may be great, but it might not have that magical recipe that you would get from a Facebook request. They say, "Oh, my Aunt Betty has this amazing recipe that you would never find."
Totally.
On something like as classic as that.
Or you could go to forums.
True.
Yeah. I kind of like David's response about how he builds a community of people in his niche, and then when he wants to ask a question in that niche, he uses Twitter. And do you want to go ahead, ask your...
Well, I was just going to say that for myself, and most of my friends are people who are on the internet but not really into internet marketing or anything like that. And 9 out of 10 times they'll go onto Twitter and they're like, I don't know, I don't have enough things to say and I'm not sure what to do. And the way I describe Twitter to a lot of people is I say, Twitter is like the Facebook updates with nothing else. Because it's kind of like just the updates, people's updating. And that's the one thing that resonates with people. And when they find out about that and think of Twitter in that sense, they're just like, well, I don't know what to say. I don't know how to get people to listen to what I'm saying. I don't really want to sit and just read what other people's Facebook statuses are.
But with Twitter, you have to engage with people.
Yeah, it's a conversation.
It's a conversational tool. I mean, you can be passive and you'll still get your message across, but you really have to engage with the audience and what people are actually talking about. Like, I mean, Bob does a great job with his Twitter feed of putting up content, and people respond to it, I think. And
Yeah, in
retweet
fact,
it.
I get a lot of retweets happening, actually.
Yeah. He's got a very high clout score, which is, based on your engagement with the community. And it's really great for that sort of stuff. I think as long as you're trying to start a conversation, you'll get way more responses than just static, like, I'm eating a sandwich. Like,
Yeah, I mean, the way we do is like, instead of I'm eating a sandwich, it's like, I'm eating a sandwich. Here's a link to the awesome recipe to this sandwich.
yeah,
That's content that people can use.
Hey, Game Maven, was that you who mentioned forums?
yes.
9 times out of 10, that's my favorite solution. And
Forums. You get some awesome
forums
info.
are fantastic.
For technical stuff.
and
mics
Goo-
and-
and Google seems to really put a lot of weight behind them, because you'll type in, if I type in a really complex question, and being a PC user, of course, this comes up quite often, that you have very complex questions to fix.
It's like, for God's sake, help me, I think as it starts.
I've gotten long threads and pages of someone asking the exact same question. I had an HTC phone a few years ago, same thing. And someone's like, oh my God, this problem already exists across, multiple users. And you'll get pages of people who've gone through and found the solutions already, and basically give you a tutorial on how to fix it.
Or not found the solution. That's the part that kills me. It's
Yes.
like there's a whole forum and basically says that
no
we're
comment.
screwed.
I've never been through that. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yahoo Answers is also a great resource for questions.
Yeah.
Just to post your question and see what people, come back with. I mean,
Yeah, there's obscure ones like how to, and there's actually talking about. Here's a really obscure one. I bought my daughter a turtle, and as the turtle grew, the claws on this turtle got massive. This little tiny creature has got 2 centimeter long claws. I was like, holy cow! I guess we're supposed to trim those things. So I went in and I asked, and people said, don't trim it. So I didn't. But man, it freaks me out. That it's like a monster. That thing. It's like a
Wolverine.
monster. I mean, the Godzilla shows where it had the big turtle guy didn't have claws like that. Holy cow! What were they thinking? Anyways,
Can I go back just a piece of advice from you guys about Twitter for just a sec?
absolutely.
So here's what I did. I'm really big into salsa dancing. Okay, so I went on Twitter with the intention of finding out more about salsa dancing. So I followed like 100 people who are all, I just searched salsa,
Yeah.
right, and I followed 100 people. 40 of them started following me in return, and now all I get is basically spam updates. Come to my class. Come to my class. Check out my night. Come to my class. Come to my class.
Okay, so this is what you do: is you contact those people and say, "Dear so and so." I mean, no, a nice way, not a swear word.
You say,
it's like,
excuse me, what are you doing?
Exactly.
I want to learn just about the dancing. Sorry.
go on YouTube. You have more
you get some great
you
sound.
get some good stuff from YouTube if you typed in salsa. I'm sure.
Oh, yeah,
How
yes,
to and
yeah.
things like that.
But I was doing it kind of to build my social network for
Yeah,
my
but-
salsa blog.
So-
You should check. You should always check to see what their tweets are. Like anytime
Yeah.
I get somebody that follows me, I look and I see what their last 10 tweets are. If they are spam,
They're out of the-
They're not even followed. Yeah.
Yeah, because what they're doing is they're just pushing out spam, basically. Now, what you can do to give some people that are novices and don't understand, they get into Twitter or Facebook even, and they don't understand this is how you use the platform. You educate them. You say, hey, by the way, this is not the way you're supposed to do it. This is how, and you try and help them. And if they're willing to learn, they can become a very, very solid social friend. And the people that aren't, and they don't respond to you, they don't direct message you back or whatever, then you get rid of them.
Yeah, and Twitter is not a two-way street. Anyways, you don't have to follow people back to follow you. Like
Yeah.
on Facebook, you friend somebody and it's both
Mutual,
ways.
yeah.
So if
It's
I'm on
mutual.
Twitter and I want to grow, I want people to. I have this blog. It's just for fun, and I want to grow on Twitter. I
Yeah.
got 3 followers. I post all the time.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. Yeah. Keep posting your
Am
content.
I just gonna and just over time maybe they'll retweet it? Like who else gets to see this?
Anybody that's looking for those search words.
Yeah.
Oh, I
so
see.
they'll see you.
Oh,
and if
see,
you-
I
if
did that
you're-
little point right there. I had no idea.
If
So-
you're putting stuff out that people are interested in, they'll start following you.
And
So
you
if I do a thing about like, let's say, salsa clubs, like learning how to go to a salsa club,
Yeah,
for
hash
example.
marks. Are you using hash marks?
Yeah,
at all?
use hash.
I don't know what hash
hashtags.
marks are.
Hashtag. Sorry, thank you.
I don't know what those
So
are.
if
Is
you
that
put,
something on
like,
Twitter?
If you put pound salsa, then anybody else is looking for salsa
You
dancing.
mean the number sign?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the number
Yeah,
sign
yeah.
In
front
Twitter?
Of, in front of your thing.
Oh.
It actually creates that as a.
It's kind of
hashtag.
tagging. It's kind of tagging the.
So any other people that are in the
topic.
conversations, that are looking for salsa or anything like that, it will automatically you can find
Really?
those things.
It just groups
So
it.
Yeah.
what if I have my blog post connected to my Twitter?
Yeah.
How do I put those in? Because I just put it on my blog and it goes on my Twitter. How
Well,
do I
you go
make
like- I
those
go-
into hashtags?
Well, I do like hashtag salsa dancing, great post, and then you just do a little blippy post.
on my blog.
On your,
well, you're
on your Twitter. on
you're
your Twitter.
automating the post, right?
Yeah, I'm automating the post so it goes directly
Yeah,
onto my
so you
Twitter.
just put hashtags in there.
Yeah, just put the instead of where your title, like, does it give you an opportunity to say post to Twitter, like from your blog, or just goes straight?
No, he's got
He's
to
just,
plug in.
he's just automatically doing it. But what he can do, if
better strategy to just put it on Twitter myself.
Yes.
With the hashtag.
It's,
Yeah.
yeah,
it's,
exactly, that's
but-
what Hootsuite works so well.
Yeah, Hootsuite's good for that.
But it's not only Twitter. I mean, if you're trying to build your own community, I think you should try to take over the term like Salsa Vancouver. Okay?
Yeah.
In Twitter, in Facebook, for SEO, for everything. First of all, check out if Salsa and Vancouver is taken. And if it's okay, good.
Very strong.
No, definitely. So try the next most relatable term and try to take over it. In Twitter, in all the other social network for SEO, for yeah, create a meta tag which is called, like, say, Salsa Vancouver, whatever, something, and then try to build something around it.
Yeah, like
And use
sexy,
Exactly.
sexy
and
salsa
use,
Vancouver.
Exactly, and use the same term for all your SEO activities in your website, in your Facebook, in every place that you're at. Use that particular combination of sexy Salsa Vancouver, and after you build a community around it, then you can guide them to your website, to your
Yeah,
classes,
basically
and
you
so on.
own it.
Exactly.
Another great way to do it also is to go and be active on other places that are blogging about salsa dancing.
Yeah,
and
leave
stuff like
comments.
that.
Yeah.
Trackbacks, things like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Those
yeah.
are great too because
What's a track back?
So if you leave a
I'm sorry,
comment-
I'm just such a. I hope I'm not dislodging the whole
No, this
podcast
is-
here
this is
because
No, it's
great.
good
This is
stuff.
when
man.
I listen, I'm
Makes us
constantly
drilled.
asking these questions.
no, this is great. That a trackback.
Meta tag, Twitter,
Go-
trackback,
no,
blog.
go ahead, answer the.
Okay, well, a trackback is basically you're leaving a little thing saying like, "Hey, I saw your article. I posted a little thing about it and my own comments about your article," or that sort of stuff. You can comment, leave a trackback like, "I've posted this from your blog to my blog," or if you
Yeah.
tweet-
comment section.
yeah, in the comments.
Yeah, and the
section.
blog will pick it up.
And the blog
And
will
there'll
pick
be
it
a
up.
link back to your blog.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then that way people you can see it kind of goes in a little circle. Make friends with people that are also involved in the same community. I mean, it's just about being social. Like that was one of the best tweets I had from last week was, social media is just about being social.
But one last comment. If you are going to use links, the links that you are going to embed any place, even third-party forums, where you're just dropping a comment and then you add a link to your place, that link should, again, be the same keywords that we talked about. Don't use click me and drop a link into your website. You have to use the actual keywords that you're taking over, like we said, sexy Vancouver salsa, as the link itself. Those are the ones that link to your place.
So my blog name then I could do even if it's not relevant.
I ask with the mic.
Oh yes, sorry, sorry. My voice is much deeper. Is this much better for you?
Much
Thank you
better,
very
thank
much. Thank you. Thank
No,
you.
it's not Bob, really.
It's my new sexy salsa voice, and now I will speak with an accent.
Oh, very nice.
Okay, sorry.
So you
So-
should just do some YouTube videos like that.
Oh, yeah. Good me, Manuel.
14 billion followers. No, so
Get some
like my blog is called Salsa Me, and it's just one word. It's not relatable to. I'm sorry, I don't mean to plug it. I apologize. I don't know.
No, no, plug away.
Plug
Okay.
away, plug away.
Salsame.tumblr.com.
It would just delete that out.
Yeah, just
Okay, what was it? Don't say it so fast. What was it again?
salsame.tumblr.com. Just anything.
It's a Tumblr site.
Yeah, it's a Tumblr site because I'm experimenting with different forums, and So if I just keep putting Salsa Me everywhere, is that good or bad? You guys are all giggling at me.
You should use it as a brand.
Yeah, salsame.com.
Yeah.
Okay.
Too general.
Too general?
That's,
Salsa Me
that's,
Vancouver.
that's the worry because it's not. But I don't want it to be a Vancouver thing because I'm not selling anything or anything. I'm just talking about this is applicable to people anywhere
It's your
about
passion.
salsa. Yeah.
Okay, so
So-
salsa passion.
Yeah, they try to have something.
Or my salsa passion.
So maybe so.
International or whatever, but not me. Me means nothing for keywords. Okay.
Oh, I see.
Okay, hang on. We just
That's
got.
our SEO guy.
Yeah, the SEO guy says me. What did you say? What was
I
it?
just said that using me in your domain name or in any of your keywords means absolutely nothing. It's like using and.
Or the.
It doesn't have any meaning. You have to understand first of all what your strengths are. I mean, if you have an international market, then go salsa international and something else like that. If
Sexy.
you're local, use Vancouver salsa and something. But you have to be more specific. You have to know what you're going to start pushing and then start pushing it.
Okay, so
Yeah,
I
no,
think
that's-
it's interesting how this conversation migrated from social media into basically an SEO conversation, which is what it really a
Well,
lot
that's
of
what
the
great
strategy
social-
comes down to, right?
Yeah, no,
They're and it, the easiest way to explain what where this conversation is going and what Eric is talking about is if you think about the internet just like a big library. And when you were a little kid, you went into the library and you wanted to find a book on a topic or on by an author. You went to index cards and they were all categorized alphabetically.
Or you went to the
That's-
librarian.
What's that?
Or you went to the librarian.
Or you
The
went
original
to the library and
Maven.
you asked her. Yeah, she
A
was
Maven.
the original Google.
the curator.
Yeah, the curator.
And social media is like it's like the little rooms in the library that you can rent out with your friends, and you go out into the library and you pick out books and you bring them back into your room and you read them and you study together. So basically, what you're doing is you need to approach your website that you are trying to get your website put into those index cards and placed in there, and you want to make the librarian aware of your book, which is your website, and what is in that book / website and what information is in it. So when we talk about tagging links, we're talking about anchor text, which is a fancy way of saying what are the actual words that actually identify that link, which tells Google what that particular page or where that link goes to is about and what it does. When you go into Twitter and you add hashtags and you add words into your tweet, you're telling the world, you're telling Twitter, you're telling Google what that link means, what that particular post is about, and you keep reinforcing the same keywords over and over and over and over and over again. And it all starts with keyword research. So you look at, I'm looking at this from a commerce point of view, and I know you said you're not selling anything, but eventually you're going to want to try and capitalize off this. Otherwise, what's the point? You're only going to get so much satisfaction out of watching analytics
He loves salsa.
and see the numbers come. Yes, that's true. He's so passionate
He wants
about
to
salsa.
promote the dance. I mean, that's
Absolutely,
a very noble,
yes.
noble
No,
cause.
I fully support that.
It is the language of love. I
It
mean,
is.
You ever see a girl? when
If you
she
guys
dances-
want to learn,
Yeah, but you know
just,
what? He might write
just
a-
holler at me.
He might
okay?
write a book or do a video,
Yeah, like
and then there you go. Then he's going to need to promote it. But we're running out of time here. So before we close off the show, I want to get Dave on here. He does a podcast called Inside Home Recording.
Right. Yeah.
He's been doing it for almost 3 years now.
Yeah. The podcast has been running for 5 years, and I came in the middle. So yeah.
Yeah. So what do you talk about?
We talk about everything from audio engineering to composing, songwriting, recording, mixing, you name it. The whole soup and nuts kind of thing of everything audio, from producing audio to get it out the door.
And I've just got it on my iTunes here, and it says enhanced podcast.
Yes, we do an AAC feed or ACC feed where
So
we
that's with chapters.
yeah, with
AAC?
chapters and photos and all that sort of stuff embedded in it. So you
Very cool.
bring it into GarageBand, you can put all that stuff in, and
Mhm.
it's pretty simple. Yeah, yeah.
Do you do a non-enhanced version as well? Or
Yeah, we
just-
do an MP3 version as well. That's hosted up on our site. So whenever we push the podcast out, we put both feeds out, so you can either get the the one with the pictures and the all
Extra
the
stuff,
links
yeah.
and stuff and all that sort of stuff, or just the MP3.
Good.
And you know your stuff because you're a professional producer or creator for the movie industry.
I
right?
compose for film and TV and stuff, and I also, I wear different hats. Yeah, I'm a producer, I'm a mixer, I'm an engineer, master, that kind of stuff. Yeah, yeah.
Very, very cool.
Awesome. So that's Inside Home Recording. You can find it on iTunes. Just do a search. Or
Just
what's your
Google it.
website?
My website's gethatched.ca.
Hatched as in a chick?
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
Gethatched.ca.
yeah. Hatched Productions.
Excellent.
Excellent.
And we're going to close off the show now. Thanks again to Wix.com
That awesome sponsorship
for the
of
sponsorship.
awesome software.
The #1 Flash-based web development company. Is it in Canada?
The world.
No,
it in
I
North
think
America?
You can say that Wixcom right now is the most popular website builder in the world.
Very cool.
Yeah,
The
that
most
sums it
popular
up
website
better.
builder in the world.
Yeah.
Whoa. Talking
Wow.
about great SEO words.
Man,
For sure.
how did we
Best
land? How did we
the-
land that sponsor?
Oh, I tell you,
The number
we're
one in the
that
world.
Good.
We
We're
only
that
sponsor good-looking people. It's okay.
good. Well, there you go. I'm not going to argue with that one. And with that fine note from our awesome sponsor, we're going to wrap that show. Andrew, how about some technical information about people contacting us?
Well, they can call 1-877-636-1474. Leave a message, and we'll play it in the show.
Yeah, ask a question. That's what it's there for. If you don't think that we're giving you the right type of information, or we're going way over your head, which happens to a lot of people, that's what the phone say. Hey, loved your show last week. What the heck did you mean by hashtags? Can you go over that one more time? We'd love to.
Excellent. So check us out on Facebook, www.facebook.com/thebunkerproject, and maybe leave a nice comment this time.
Or just dig into Bob. Who cares?
All right. See you again next week.
Bye-bye.
Oh yeah.
Hey, excellent. Thank you.